welcome to the show.
So glad to be here.
Don't worry, Sunda, I won't make you laugh too hard tonight that you
lose it. Okay,
which has happened in the past.
Good. You're so proud you made someone laugh.
I made her laugh. I'm very excited about it. I now have a list of 1.
No, you got it's 2.
Wonderful.
It's
2?
2.
Who else did I make laugh? Danielle.
It was me. Danielle, you made laugh. No, but what James did was he pulled the plug out of the water container. You know those water things? You know, you just open it, you just pull it a little bit. He pulled it out, and the water went
everywhere, and suddenly the water on the floor turned yellow. It turned yellow because she was laughing very hard. She was laughing.
That's not what happened. What happened was it was Passover. That's what it was.
It was Passover.
And someone lost their keys.
That's
and
right.
the other woman says, "I better check for my keys." And I thought
he couldn't find their keys.
They couldn't find their keys. And I said to James, "I go, come here." It sounds like we're with a bunch of old Jews. At that moment, he pulls to open the water container, and the water goes everywhere. And the poor guy found his keys, and they were in the car.
But that wasn't. Was that? Yeah, that was the whole story.
The whole story was he found his.
What was so funny?
Everyone looking for their keys for no reason, just because one person lost their keys. That's how.
But weren't we with a bunch of old Jews? I mean,
yes, we were.
Okay.
Yes, they were my guests.
Speaking of old Jews, I know we've kind of been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, how your mother-in-law did pass away. And because we talked about it for the first 2 years on the show and the lawsuit and everything. But one thing we haven't discussed yet was the incredible Shiva service that we had here in Los Angeles, okay? I don't know. Usually at these Shiva services, you know, people, they daven, they come to visit the bereaved. And we had a Shiva service for her mother-in-law. Seriously, we could have sold tickets.
We could have sold tickets.
We could have sold tickets. I mean,
somebody came in with a plant of balloons, Easter balloons.
Balloons for
right,
Shiva.
For Shiva.
I know you're not supposed to bring flowers, but I also think you're not supposed to bring balloons.
But it was nice. It was a nice thought. But then we have this guy he's saying that he's my producer and director, and he's a Shiva crasher.
We had a Shiva crasher.
A Shiva crasher, and he starts chasing Danielle. Okay, now, as you know, Danielle from last season plays me, and so all I know is that he wanted to know her if she had ever measured her thighs. And
everyone asks her this, by the way.
And so she's hiding behind this skinny little thing, okay, like this. Like no one's gonna see her. And he says to her, "I brought a tape measure," okay? So that's not funny to you, but if you could have seen her running away from this crazy man. I mean, he's a Shiva
insane. He didn't know anyone
there. He had all
there.
different cards. He had 4 different cards.
He was trying to sell real estate. Nobody knows how he got into the building. These people are crying. They're talking about a dead person. Rabbis are making speeches, and this guy's walking around like a lunatic, crashing. She's eating. He's having a good time. We had to call the police.
We had to call the police.
We had to call the police. He had to be escorted out.
He had to be escorted out of the building because Abiba, he got impressed with my daughter singing, and he's like, "I could manage her," and she was like, "Ah."
He wouldn't let her sing at first. She kept trying to sing. He kept interrupting her.
Right, she got upset. She was upset. So we had to call the cops, and they was fine, honey. You should have seen it.
They were fine, yeah.
They were fine.
It was quite a Shiva.
They were fine, right? You have to admit that they were handsome, and they had to escort him out. And so people were thinking they were coming to get me, because normally when the police are at my house, I'm being served papers because I'm being sued. But this time they were coming because he was paying respect to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law would have thrown him out.
The other thing about the Shiva that was unbelievable, again, this was one of the greatest Shivas I've ever been in.
Ever.
If you get a chance, too bad you couldn't come. But the rabbi, so Sunda goes to a conservative temple, right?
Right.
And the men sit with the women, but she used a Orthodox rabbi.
Because there's a side of me you don't know about.
Yeah, so the Orthodox rabbi stands up in front of all these people before they're going to daven and say the prayers and all that. And he said, "Before I begin, I'm going to have to ask for the men, he said, the men, either the women could move to the back, or I'll take the men and we'll leave the room." He said, "I'll take the men and we'll leave the room. And we could do it that way. So women, you can move to the back, or men, we're going to leave the room."
I sat in the back.
No, wait, he said a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Then he said, "Now you're wondering why I'm saying this. Why do the men have to pray more than the women?" And he said, "I believe because the men are pigs." Wasn't that the word he used? Because the men are pigs. The place was like, oh. I mean,
it was terrible. And people started leaving.
People walked
out. Like it was a bad show.
People started leaving
the
Shiva.
They walked out.
Leaving the Shiva.
Leaving the Shiva. They were insulted. How could he say pigs? Why are they talking about trafe?
And then the crasher came and proved his point.
Oh, he was a
So-
real, chasing Danielle like that.
But she got letters and phone calls after this.
It was
sermon.
terrible. It was terrible.
Her own temple called.
I'm like, no, it wasn't my own temple. Somebody
wasn't.
don't. I mean, you know what? I got to go and bring my kids to school one day. But I mean, they were wondering, and everybody said to me,
terrible.
it was terrible. But
It
I
was
said, it's not like they volunteered and said, hey, we'll do it for you. So
I don't think
you
what
go
he
to the
said
top.
was bad at all. I think he was just making a point. And
I
it
wanted to
wasn't
sit
bad
in the
at
back
all.
because
It
I
was
wanted
nice.
to talk to my friends anyway, and it was just. Right, because everybody's like, oh my God, you can't believe. My mother-in-law was larger than life, first of all, okay? So I bring her to our synagogue once, and, the
Tell them
cantor
what she
singing,
said.
I'll tell her what she says. So
And
she's,
do it in her voice.
I'll do it in her voice. It depends on which camera I'm looking at.
You should know because his
right,
hand's not up.
Right.
So you look at this
Right,
camera.
okay, so here's what's going on.
By the time we get to the last
I
show,
thought I would get her close up front because that would be nice. And the cantor has a beautiful voice, and they're singing in the background. And out of nowhere, you hear my mother-in-law say, "Where are we? At a Broadway show? Are we at Lincoln Center?" And I want to die. Okay, I just want to die because
It's like
Jews
a
can't
show.
whisper.
It's like a show.
But it's like a show. But she shouldn't have said that.
Well, she shouldn't have said it loudly.
Right. She could have
shouldn't have said it
whispered, but she
loudly.
couldn't whisper. But she couldn't whisper.
She
No,
couldn't
she couldn't
whisper.
whisper.
No.
And, people would tell her how lucky she was to have me as a daughter-in-law. She's very lucky to have me as a mother-in-law. Okay, very lucky. Thank you. Thank you. My turn.
What's it
And
like
so-
for your husband when you do an impression of his now dead mother?
He says, "Stop it, you sound just like my mother."
Do you ever call him in the voice and pretend like she's come back?
No, but I do play this joke on my husband. Whenever he calls the house, I answer the phone, "Law offices," and he goes, "I'm sorry, I was calling my wife," and he doesn't laugh. He has no sense of
funny.
humor. Oh, have I gotten him?
You have.
Oh, Maron, have I gotten him?
You've gotten a lot of people.
No, but I got the guy. No, when I get Mark, it's good. It's good. Like I called there and I was like, yeah, I'm calling for Sunda. Is she home? Who is this? I said, well, is this her brother? I'm her husband. Her husband, he says. I was like, oh, all right, because, she told me I could call her anytime. Call anytime. My house? My house? Oh, my God, he's
And
hysterical.
you always say that when the phone rings, you always tell him it's one of the authors of the books he's reading.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's pretty funny.
He gets really upset because he likes science fiction and he likes history and he likes the Hitler channel. And it's just, he's got to stop with
I
Hitler,
love the
though.
Hitler channel. All right, well, we have to go.
We
Let's
do
take
have
a
to
break.
go.
But
Oh,
we're going to
all
come
right, we'll
back.
come
We got
back.
your
We'll come
husband
back.
on the show for
Yes,
this week in
yes,
Anti-Semitism.
and I'm excited.
We got
And-
Jen Morgan here and Shirazadeh Nopezi.
And hopefully the Shiva Crasher won't be here because
I
he
hope
may
not.
show up and
All right.
Danielle's here.
There she is. All right, we'll be right back.
Follow us on Twitter @James and Sunda.
This week, Sunda and I are so proud to have our very first breakfast cereal sponsor.
Because we need that.
We need that Jewish Lucky Tchotchkes. There they are. They're magically Jewlicious. And
I love what he says.
Who's
This is
that?
what he says. He goes, "Oi, Val, look at those tchotchkes. Did they come with the cereal or are they extra? Just checking."
it's a nutritious and incredible breakfast. Here you go, Sunda. You got kids. They'll probably enjoy
Oh
it.
my God, because kids always do this. They love to go in the cereal and find the little tchotchkes.
Find the Lucky Tchotchkes. All right,
Gotta
now,
find the lucky-
you should know that,
Oh my God.
that the tchotchkes, these are some of the Lucky Tchotchkes. These are not edible. So when you pour it into your cereal and these things come out,
You gotta be careful.
you got to be oh my God,
This is
what a
not
tchotchke.
What a tchotchke.
Look at this. This is quite a
Oh my
tchotchke.
God, I'm ready. I'm ready for Shabbos. Let's go.
Look at this. Now there is cereal in there, right? There's a
Well, I'm not gonna eat it now. Your hands are in it.
yeah. Oh no, look, there is. Look,
There is.
there's cereal.
Yeah, there's cereal. But let's save them. Let's save
There's
them.
more tchotchkes. Look at
Oh
this.
my God, these little tchotchkes are in here. Look at this
What a
little
great
tchotchke.
sponsor.
Look
Look.
at this one, individually wrapped dreidels. Oh, adorable.
Now,
You gotta come back.
This is a choking hazard. It is.
Right, it is a choking hazard, but they really are adorable. Now, is this little tchotchke open?
This is a nutritious breakfast. I don't know. This is my first time getting to know Jewish Lucky Tchotchkes.
I can't open. There could be money in
wrong?
here. We don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
there you go. Jewish Lucky Tchotchkes.
This is my lucky tchotchke, and it looks like you, James.
You think so?
Yeah, that's how you would probably look.
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, you're not allergic to cats,
No,
James.
I am.
Please,
Remember Dr.
James.
Raffy, the allergist?
Oh, my God.
On the skin test, I got a 3 out of 4. That's pretty high.
Not really.
I'm not allergic to ceramic cats, but I am allergic to cats.
You may be allergic to ceramics. You don't know.
I may be allergic to ceramics. You're not wrong.
I mean, the things that go on with you don't happen to anyone else.
Such as?
Such as, I mean, I've heard of a leaky faucet, but a leaky eye, never.
I have, as a lot of you know, I have central serous retinopathy, which is a very rare condition. My left eye, the retina, is leaking.
Now, when you cry, does it leak? It's
internal. It's
internal. So you cry inside.
Do you know what causes my retina to leak?
Well, I cause your retina to leak.
Stress. Stress is what causes my retina to leak. So imagine working with Sunda, day in and day out. You're gonna have a leaky eye. Let me tell you what happens with Sunda, and you gotta explain this, okay? And I think I know what the problem is. Whenever I come by and whenever we leave, we get out your apartment door, we take a few steps, you always have to go back. You always say 5 steps out the door, my phone, just like that, and then you go back to get your phone.
Okay, but at least I have the sensibility to remember that I've left my phone. You leave your phone off and then say,
sensibility?
and then you do, yeah, sensibility.
No.
You shut it off. You shut your own telephone off.
That's different than not knowing if I have it on me, though. I at least know it's off and on me. What I'm saying is, why not before you go out, check to see if you have your phone?
Because I'm on my way out.
And I think what it means is that she has issues with separation.
What, separating from my neighbor upstairs?
I don't know.
Are you going to play that for them later?
Play what for them later?
The noise?
I don't think so. No, that's not this show.
It's not this show. Okay, we're not going to do it for this show. But let me just say this.
You got to start coming to the production meetings.
No. I like to be
You
sure.
do. You should come to the production meetings.
I like to be sure. That's
Seriously.
all. I don't want to have to leave and come back because suppose the kids are calling or the school is calling for me to pick up the kids because they're doing like a cartwheel or something.
But every single time you leave, you forget your phone.
Right. Maybe I should
explain
forget
that.
the phone. How can I explain? It's not every single time. Sometimes I have my phone. Now, what recently happened, let me just stop.
Please.
What recently happened, which was bizarre, is that I left the house to take the kids to school, and this had nothing to do with me, but one of my nannies took my house key off of my key ring. Just one key off my key ring. And I called you for help, and you said, well, you better come over here to pick it up if you want to get in. And I had to call a locksmith.
Well, because I couldn't come to you. I had just had surgery. I couldn't drive.
But you made it to where you were going.
I didn't go anywhere.
You were at your
Oh, I was
place.
at work, right? I was at work.
Oh,
yeah.
work.
I should just leave work?
For me, yeah, just say it's an emergency. It's $151.79.
$151 is not an emergency. $200 is an emergency.
Could
but
you use it? Could you use it?
What?
$200.
At that point, yeah.
I know, we could use it. But anyway, I like to be safe, not sorry. He doesn't have to carry a pocketbook, so he doesn't have to worry about that. You have no idea what kids are doing. Am I wrong?
And she needs her phone because the school's always calling her because her children are always getting into serious trouble.
They are not getting in trouble.
Doesn't the school call you?
Well, sometimes my kids are known for doing things like cartwheels.
Cartwheels. She gets
and
phone
singing.
calls for cartwheels.
Well,
and singing.
yeah, and singing and the latest. What did she do recently? Lately, my daughter told someone that Arnold Schwarzenegger had an affair with his maid, which we all did not know about. So I guess she was telling people that.
Seems like your kid gets in trouble for just reporting the news. That's not the first time she mentioned the news.
Right. She's in trouble for watching the news. They said if I was a good mother, she wouldn't be watching the news. But then she wouldn't know about serial murderers that are out there.
That's true, and serial murders are scary. You know, soon as kids watch the Today Show every morning.
Well, it's Matt Lauer. I have no idea what the obsession is, but it gets them up in the morning, and that's what matters. Now, maybe my husband should watch it. I'm kidding, husband. Here's what I'm saying. I think I have great children. I have wonderful kids.
She's so upset that she just made that joke.
I am so upset I made that comment.
She wishes they'd cut it out.
I wish they would cut it out.
Not gonna happen,
but I'm not going to talk about my kids, because I have to wait till they graduate, because then I'm going to have a movie. It's called Don't Answer the Phone, It's the School Calling. I see the number, turn it around, Dad. What is it? She did a backflip. Oh my God, a Jew who could do something more than spin a dreidel. It can't be that bad.
Do you think that's why they're calling? Because it's so out of the ordinary? They've never had a Jew before that can do a backflip?
Well, I guess you shouldn't be doing it during chapel.
I see. You shouldn't be reading Torah and doing backflips.
Well, I guess she's trying to, release herself. That's the other one. The other one, God knows what she's doing. Besides telling me she's petrified of, all I know is that there's always a lice problem going on. And
oh my God.
always.
I was at her temple, okay?
Oh, this is a true story.
And there was a woman standing in front of me.
Oh my God.
And there were bugs crawling up and down
All
her neck.
over her back. So
I prayed for her.
no, you didn't.
What would you do?
No,
I
this
prayed
is,
for
let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Who am I looking at? Listen, let me tell you what happened.
Well, if his hand's not up,
but
let me
right,
tell
you
how it
got to
works.
leave it up, Mike.
There
You
are
got to
three
leave
cameras.
it up.
There are
Okay.
three cameras. No, he doesn't leave it up if his camera's not on.
Okay, listen.
So now you're at John's camera.
Now listen to me. I got to tell you what happened. I'm sitting in temple and I say, I don't want people to know where I go. Listen to what happened. I say, James, it wasn't my temple. It wasn't.
This camera.
It wasn't my temple.
No, that was this camera.
Listen, I see the bugs and I say to James, I go, James, do you see those bugs on this woman crawling? And he goes, on the woman in front of us? So that confirms it, right? So if he sees it and I see it, we got a problem. So I tell the woman next to her I said, you should tell your mom in Farsi, she has to go to the bathroom. Right or wrong? I told her.
She's not wrong.
She leaves and she comes back. First, the woman goes like this and starts throwing them inside. And we're standing here. I'm with a germaphobe, and all of a sudden my husband starts digging. So I go to him, what are you scratching for? He goes, I'm moving to the back. And we witnessed this.
The next day I went out and bought that special lice shampoo because I was convinced
no
I had
reason,
it, and
for
I was
no
itching
reason.
for days, and I was shampooing with it, and I was calling my friends. Anything that came
went
out of my hair,
crazy.
I was Googling it to see if it looked like lice, and
But it was
was
crawling all over the friggin' Gucci outfit she was wearing. But when she did this,
crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen lice, big giant lice. So these lice had been living and growing in her head
forever.
It had to be like years.
Yeah,
She probably brought them with her from Iran. They're probably like before the revolution.
Stop
lice.
it.
You know what I'm saying? 1975 lice. That's what it was.
We're gonna get in trouble for this one, but
Why?
you know what it is? It's a true story, so
It
we
is a
can't
true
we can't
story.
make it up. There's some things you can't make up, and we're not gonna make up the rest of the show.
All right, well, we have to take a break.
Yeah,
but
we
we
have to.
have an
I gotta go
unbelievable
scratch.
show, a remarkable show. We've got to go scratch and be checked for lice. Check yourself for, you know what, during
You know
the
what?
commercial,
Yeah. While the
check yourself
check.
for lice.
It doesn't
It's a
hurt
good
to
time.
check. Oh, he's scratching his head.
He's scratching his head. No, that's him saying his camera's on.
No, not like that.
Oh, if he had lice, we would never know where to look. All right, we'll be right back.
Email us your comments at jamesandsunda@gmail.com.
Yes, so we are very fortunate to have with us the very talented and the one and only Jen Morgan of Jen Morgan Makeup. Jen,
Yes.
thank you for being on the show.
I would like to add, for years we've been doing this show.
For
and
years.
Sunda has been doing all this Jersey stuff, having all these Jersey people on, always bonding with the Jersey. It's so nice to finally have someone on from Long Island.
From your side?
From my
From
side,
your
that's
side of
right.
the river? Oh, yeah, true.
How is it being a makeup artist and having to interact with people, people that you wouldn't normally like? Like you like us, but
I love you.
Right, we love you, but I know you don't love everyone because we don't like everyone.
Well, no, well, you know, when I'm doing this, I pull out the things that I can find that I like in someone. You know, I try to make conversation. I adapt to any situation. I can, you know, it's like being at a party you don't want to be at, you know?
Right.
But I work a lot in retail, and that's where you get tested. That's where you get tested a lot because you know, they're customers and you have to be polite and they're always right. You know, that saying the customer is always right even when you want to freaking, you know.
Do you have
punch them in
people
the
return
face.
makeup when they use it?
All the time. I return makeup when I use it.
But you've had some, you know, we have Shirazadeh coming on the show, No Payzadeh, who's very.
Love her.
You love her, right? And
Yeah, I've helped her before.
You have?
Definitely.
Tell us about
Definitely. She returns stuff that's empty.
that. She does.
It just doesn't have to work for me. No, look for someone. It's freaking empty. Yeah.
Now you have to tell us, when you're preparing someone, let's just say for the Oscars or for the big awards that you do, how do you calm them down when they're anxious and they're fidgety in their seats?
Well, it goes back to like my roots, like doing brides. So.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. You know, you can get, you know, your top A-list actress ain't nothing compared to a Long Island bride. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's true. It's
Wow.
true.
No,
It's
you're
true.
right. You're
And
right.
the
What's it like?
family.
And they roll around you?
Yeah. It's kind of like working on you.
Oh.
What's it like working on Sunda? I get very frustrated in that makeup room.
I just need attention. That's fine. You know, just look at me. You know.
Nobody else. Just
I can't,
focus
you know,
on you.
Unless you want to lose an eye, you have to keep. You know, I need
Right.
your attention.
And I have been one-eyed because I closed my
Yeah,
eyes in
yeah.
advance, and I shouldn't have done that.
That wasn't me.
I
Wasn't
always
me.
raise my eyebrows when you.
I know, and then I tell you to stop. No, you know, you get the brides, and you know, they're on the phone. They're this. They worry about the flowers. Worry about this. Worry about that. You know, you have to like, you know, just know it's their day. Number one, just like an actress or not, like it's you're not.
Right.
You're there. You're an extension of what's going on. You're a little piece of the puzzle. So you just got to keep them calm and give them what they want. If something happens, you let them know it's going to be okay. You know, I mean,
So
that's
you're
what
very
happened.
comforting.
That's what happened to my wedding day. So you know. That's
But
what
who
happened to
did your
me.
makeup?
I did my makeup. No one touches my face.
Oh really?
No.
You do
Really?
your makeup.
Oh.
Whoa.
James, you
Wow,
know,
I
me
haven't
and
touched
you.
your face.
Me
No, I
and
don't
you.
like people
But
touching my face either, right,
That's why
yeah.
you love me,
That's
because
true.
I feel your pain. I understand.
And you have
It's
you have an
true.
endless supply of
Yeah.
hand sanitizer, which
I
I think
do.
really,
I'm going to think I start my own label on that.
really, what would
Maybe.
you call it?
I don't know.
JMM.
Schmutz
What's
stopper.
away?
Now, when you go back to New York, are you going to miss the LA crowd?
Hell no.
Well,
Really?
okay. Well,
Besides,
now.
not you. I mean, this room not included. My friends that I've made, the one you know who you are, not included. But
You don't like LA.
LA as a whole, no, not so much. Not so much.
You used to talk about you
Not
don't
so
like
much.
going grocery shopping
Oh,
in LA,
please.
right?
Well, the thing is, you know.
Tell us, come on, tell us the grocery shopping.
Tell us what's wrong with the grocery shopping in LA.
It's not even LA. So I got to clear this up because it's
Please.
not LA. You know, I'm very happy when I'm like in this area, when I'm in Hollywood,
Right.
wherever, West Hollywood, anywhere near the ocean, love it. Where I live in Simi freaking Valley, I might as well be in like Arkansas or you know, in the middle of freaking, you know, backland, you know, Texas. It's
Right.
not.
It's backwards out there.
Oh, you know, everyone's in their big ass pickup trucks. Can I say ass? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Is this TBS?
Just
I don't
say
know.
It's not actually. It's
Big ass
CNN.
pickup trucks, cowboy boots, cowboy hats. I really don't feel like I'm in Los
Cowboy
Angeles.
hats.
Cowboy hats.
Cowboy hats.
Where are they going?
That's what I ask, you know. And then I have to worry about like I don't even have makeup on because really people that I've seen rarely even have shoes on. So I don't think I really care if I don't have makeup on. You know, it's done wonders for my skin because I don't put on makeup when I'm not
Yeah,
working.
believe me, nobody wants to be tugged.
That's
Simi-
a good tip. That's a
Simi
very
Valley
good
is
tip.
just this place
Oh
where nobody cares
my
about how they look.
No one cares about anything in, you know, what they eat, obviously, because I see there's always a line around the block at In-N-Out. You know, the shopping
imagine?
cart leaners. You know how I feel about them.
Right.
You know?
Tell the audience how you feel about the shopping cart leaners.
They lean on their carts. You know, like it's the crutch to life, and they waddle down the aisles, taking their sweetest time. When you know, I gotta go. We gotta go. I want dinner on the
gotta
table.
go.
I have to go run in and get a few things, and I'm done.
Done. She's
I don't
done.
want to have to maneuver around. You know, the
This
freaking
is why we
wagon
get along very
train.
well.
The
Shopping
wagon
cart
train of
leaners.
shopping carts, like there's a cutoff. You gotta go. There's a cutoff.
What would you do if you had to shop with him? Can you imagine how slow he is and
Fine,
how
I'm
fast
not
we
slow,
are?
I'm fast.
I don't know.
I am fast.
But I've shopped with my mother-in-law, and that's 3 hours.
That is.
That's
Be
3
careful
hours.
what you
That's
say
3 hours.
because there's lawyers out there who
You
will
know, if
represent her.
You're going to talk about your mother-in-law.
I know.
Tell us about your mother-in-law.
I
Where she
love
live?
her. She's great.
You told me that. That's one good thing.
You gotta
She did
edit
say.
because that's gonna be like that little. My husband's like, whoa, what's the problem? What's the problem? You know.
You're gonna start a whole lot of
So
eggs.
let's edit that. But no, I seriously like I love her. She's a great woman. She needs to update her makeup look a little bit. She knows this. We've talked about this. She's stuck in 63. It's fine, but you know,
You gotta move her on.
You gotta do me. You gotta do my face. Yeah, okay.
And so, how does it feel to work on your mother-in-law's face?
I've never done it.
Okay, well, now
I've never
that's-
done it.
never-
Probably like the one face I haven't touched yet in my family.
Really?
Yes.
And I would like to have done my mother-in-law's face in. But now that you're making this huge move and you're leaving us, you're going to New York, we want to make sure that you sign our wall before you leave. Would
I'll
you do
sign
that
your
for us?
wall.
We
will
love
miss
you.
you
I
very
know. Why
much.
tell you I miss you? Can you tell the difference between us on the telephone ever?
No, I can't.
No,
We
you
both
can't.
sound the same.
That's good. That's a beautiful thing. We love you.
I love
Thank
you.
Thank you,
You.
Jen
We love
Morgan
you,
Makeup. Jen Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. Sign our wall.
All right.
We
What's
will
your name?
miss you.
Right. She doesn't know yet. She said, look at this outfit. My God. She's
know.
got
You-
leopard
Very Long Island.
That's so Long Island.
All right.
Look at her.
Let's pick over here. All right.
Woo, Saturday Night Fever, baby.
All right, that was Jen Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Well, it is time for another edition of This Week in Anti-Semitism.
Yes.
As you know, the anti-Semites have been watching us.
So
we're
we're
watching
watching them.
I love that enthusiasm. And joining us on the program, we have a show favorite, the always charming Mark Zaffron.
Thank you very much for having me again,
Thank you for
James.
joining. As you know, every year there's a big competition in England to see which English city is the most anti-Semitic. And London is very upset they lost this year.
To who, Manchester?
Yes, Manchester. How'd you know?
Manchester United. Of course.
Manchester won.
Manchester, very, very, very.
It is here's the total. What the number is: 586 street attacks, vandalism, and desecration of Jewish property in Britain. So why is Manchester number one? Do you think they're trying to be number one, or you think it's just luck?
I think it's just the nature of the working class city of Manchester. You know, it's anger. Anger. Anti-Semitism in Europe comes from frustration and anger. It always has.
But here's an example of what happened. Two white women were in a car. They saw a Jew. They crashed into the Jew, got out of the car, spit on the Jew, and said something like "dirty Jew," and then drove away.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things
Those are the kind of
happening.
things
Maybe he
happening.
broke up with one of them. You don't know.
I think it was a woman. They hit a Jewish woman. These two.
Oh,
women.
maybe she broke up with him. Maybe you don't know.
I don't know. But it's good to hear you talk during this.
Maybe they were having a fight, you know?
I might have to hit somebody one day.
What would Muhammad tax?
What would he tweet, you mean?
No, what would he
tweet?
tax?
What would he-
Well, here, look. Obama has now said, let us pay. And he went and prayed, and he told him that God told him that he should tax the rich because Jesus would do it.
Jesus would tax the rich?
You see, but if it's the God, our God, he was speaking to him because he said it like this, that like Moses descending from Mount Sinai, he had a list of policies. Now, he should at least follow biblical tax strictures. 10% across the board.
That was biblical.
That was
you don't
Moses.
think Obama's a friend of the Jews?
No,
do
I
you?
don't.
You don't?
No.
You're not a fan of Obama?
Not at all.
That's
Not
it.
at all. This proves it, by the way.
What do you mean this proves it? He's doing a Moses bit right there.
Why are you
Obama.
doing our
Look
Moses
at this. He's
bit?
doing
Come on.
Moses. Moses carrying the Ten Commandments saying, tax everybody to death, and God told me to do it. We have a president who's talking directly to God on his knees. That proves the point where he's from.
What does
He was
God
not
want him to
raised
do?
as an American.
But what does God want Obama to do? If you could just let us know.
Yeah,
What-
tell us what you think.
I don't think God wants anybody to do anything. I don't think he tells us. I don't believe he talks to us directly.
What
And
was
if you
the
meet
Torah?
somebody, the Torah was God's word,
Okay.
according to Moses.
According to Moses. All right, well, listen, we got to take a break. Mark Zaffron, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
the
going to be a
always
Swedish
entertaining-
round this now.
Thank you, Sunda, for
Thank you.
participating, as always, in the discussion.
I got nothing in.
All right, we'll be right back. Joining us now on the program, we have a leader of the Persian community. She's been on the show several times before. Shirazadeh Nopezadeh. As a lot of you know, she's threatened to sue the show. She's taken out a cease and desist order. And in return for her cooperation and allowing the show to continue, I've offered to give her free therapy.
I
So
think you've said it all.
I've said it all.
Yes.
Thank you. So how are you?
I'm not doing too good.
Okay, what's wrong, Mrs. Nopezadeh?
Today, I'm trying to bring myself together because I find that I'm in constant competition with my friends and the community.
Okay. Competition with friends and community.
Yeah.
It must be exhausting.
Not only is it exhausting, it's demanding.
It's demanding.
Yes.
You know you can't smoke in here, Mrs. Nopezadeh.
Since when can I not smoke? Now you're like my husband. I can't do this. I can't do that.
Your husband doesn't let you do things?
I ask my husband, I say to him, Fariba got a new Mercedes.
Fariba got a new Mercedes. I'm sorry. Could we just start that over right there with Fariba got a new Mercedes? Because I didn't see that coming.
Guys, it's not easy
All
for
right,
me.
Fariba got a new Mercedes. All right. Go ahead. So your husband doesn't let you do things?
No. I tell him for a new Mercedes, and he said to me, nothing's ever good enough for you, Shirazadeh. Nothing. And it's not like I don't have a new Mercedes, but I know that she does not have a 500. I know it was a 450, and she have the numbers changed.
The numbers changed.
On the back.
How did the numbers change?
Because she knows somebody. She knows Mahmoud. Mahmoud has a body shop, and he does for everybody.
Do you know
so it's
Mahmoud?
not even real.
Do you know Mahmoud?
I'm not going to be fake and phony and do that kind of thing.
You want to be real.
I want to be real. I want to be real about everything.
What Mercedes do you have?
I have 450, but I could have 500. For 50,000 more, I could have this.
But your husband said no?
Not only does he say no to me, he tells me, you'll have the same pocketbook. He said, you have the same purse. You have 5 purses. Why they all have to be Chanel, Chanel, Chanel? And they're not the same because there's a different length, okay, of chain on each one.
So it's 5 different purses. So he doesn't understand.
You don't understand.
He doesn't understand. Your husband doesn't understand how the 5 purses aren't enough or that you need the 500 Mercedes.
He tells me I should go shop downtown like the common people.
Ooh. He says common people?
Yeah, I say common people. I'm not going to go shop downtown and go with these people.
No, of course not. I don't know. How come he expects
This
you to
damn
do it?
gut has to stop. And I don't need this.
You don't need this.
No. So you really want to help me?
I do.
Then maybe you should come and we could have therapy with him, with group. And you explain to him that I have to keep up my image in society. I don't want people to think I shop downtown because I don't shop downtown.
What is the image that you'd like to have that you don't have?
Listen, the image that I have.
Don't smoke.
Why can't I smoke? You're just like my husband. Every time I want to do something, you tell me no.
I've only said no with one thing, the smoking.
Why is that such a big problem? I'm a female in America.
You are. You're very upset.
I'm very upset, okay?
How come? What is upsetting you?
Okay, my sister-in-law,
Okay.
when my mother-in-law passed away, she take this ring, okay, but the bigger one.
The bigger one. Okay.
Because she says it's bloodline, because she is the real, I married the son.
But if she took the ring, how come you have it?
I don't have one, I have the small one.
Oh, you have the small version of that
Yes.
ring. That's the small one.
Yes.
Okay.
And she doesn't deserve it.
No.
She never wanted to help with anything because she come from different village.
What village is that?
From Ishtihad, you don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, because, and then she always make joke to me that I look like Yemenite because I'm dark.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy. So you have a lot of issues with the family.
I have issues with the family,
And the
it's the
neighbors.
community, it's now with the children, because now I buy the 4 phone, you know, this iPhone thing for my child.
The iPhone, yeah.
Because now she's starting preschool, she needs telephone.
Of course.
So I buy this for her, and then somebody come up with the 4S phone. Okay, so now I have to try to get another phone. So I talk to Mahmoud, I say to him, can you put an S on this phone so I don't have to try to, as my husband say, annoying all the time. You annoy me, you annoy me, you annoy me.
So you're okay putting the S on the phone, but not putting the 500 on the Mercedes?
It's preschool. She has until, when she gets to 1st, 2nd grade, she can get real phone. Understand?
I see.
Then she can get big thing.
I see. So what happened with the phone? Did he put the S on it?
No, he has not put the S on it, and so I have to wait and wait all the time. Okay. And the other thing that happens is now I have these big dinner in my house, and then somebody chipped my plate. They said they did not chip the plate. And I tell my husband, I have to buy a new set. I'm going to keep this set with the chip. We have to keep up our standards in this community.
He expects you to keep the set with the chip.
Yeah, you believe this?
Why did you marry this man?
Because I really thought that he loved and cared for me after my father paid for everything.
But your husband, he won't get you the new set of dishes, right? He won't get you the 500 Mercedes.
You have to remind me? You think I don't know what I'm going through? I come here for you to help me, to give me help.
He seems to be making
for you to understand what it's like. The guest house only has 4 bedrooms. What am I going to do? And my friend have upstairs, downstairs guest house.
Wow. 4 bedrooms in the guest house.
Yes, that's it.
How many should a guest house have?
Maybe you start out with, 8 is good.
8.
Because if I have a nanny and help come in, then they have family or something, and maybe I have friends. I don't keep the same help anyway because I don't trust them.
You have serious marital issues.
Oh, it's my husband? You think he's cheating on me?
Well, I didn't want to bring it up, but it's just, I mean, where's the money going? I mean, he's getting you a cheap Mercedes. He's not replacing the dishes. He's spending the money somewhere.
He's cheating on me?
I don't know. You think he is?
With that bitch. That's what I was thinking, the same thing. I think because he goes to Armenian hair salon. Why would he be going to Armenian hair salon? And this damn godson does not even have hair, only on side. Always haircut, always haircut. I need haircut.
Do you have medical insurance?
I don't need medical insurance.
Have you ever been to a psychiatrist?
What are you?
Psychologist.
I'm leaving.
Why are you leaving?
Because you set me up. You're not like you're just like her. You want to lie on me, make fun of me. You
Like
tell me you
who?
come here to give me free
I'm
consultation.
giving you therapy.
No,
yes.
and now you tell me I need a psychiatrist. There's
No,
something
I
wrong with
didn't say-
me.
I
Maybe
didn't
there's
say that.
maybe there's something wrong with you. Where is your wife? Where is your children? Where is your Mercedes? Where do you live?
You know what? You're not wrong, but I don't know. I don't have any of those things.
So maybe you should check yourself.
Check myself where?
Check yourself in, okay? Check in.
Check in. Okay.
Yeah, check in.
Maybe I should check myself
Yeah,
in.
you should. I don't come here to be embarrassed. I think
wasn't-
this is something that you're going to work out with me.
Yeah,
But now you're going to make fun of me
I
and
wasn't
say
making
if I
fun of
go
you.
to Mahmoud and you know I can't go to Mahmoud because he's going to tell everybody and they're going to think I go shop downtown.
And that would be embarrassing.
That would be horrifying for my family in my community.
It sounds like things are terrible, Mrs. Nopezade.
I don't want to.
You have a lot of stress. A lot of stress. A lot of anxiety.
What can you
and a
do
lot
to
of
help
stress.
me?
Well, there's a lot of things we could do to help you, but I was.
If you would stop writing and paying attention to me for 1 second, maybe it would be different. What are you writing there? I want to know what you're writing. I want to know.
I'm writing what you're telling me.
Somebody call me.
My
Give me a
notes.
second.
This is. Oh, sorry.
Hello. Salon. No, sweetie. I'm at the hair salon. Okay. I'm going to get my eyebrow done. Okay. Bye. If they know in my community I get help, they would be very,
Terrible.
very
It'd be
upset.
embarrassing.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to do to make me feel worse than I already do?
No, just that's just typically how these things work.
I feel like you have no compassion. I really do. I really feel like you don't have compassion for me, that you think maybe that I am a joke. Okay, you know something? I don't know if this was a session that was a good one for me.
Okay.
Suppose I go home and kill myself. How would you feel?
I would feel terrible. That would be terrible.
Well, let me tell you something. If he doesn't get me my Mercedes, it's your fault.
Okay, well, we're out of time, Mrs. Nopezade. But we'll pick this up in a couple of weeks. We'll get back together, and hopefully he'll get you that Mercedes. And I hope you don't kill yourself. But
I think you better make a phone call to him and let him know.
okay, well, we'll talk about that during the break. All right, we got to take a break, but we'll be back. All right.
Be sure to like us on Facebook at The James and Sunda Show.
Welcome back to the show. Sunda's very busy right now. She
We're in this spot.
couldn't drink,
Oh,
and
God.
she spilled her drink all over the place. So Jen has returned to try to help her out. We have a whole team of people, and when she screamed for help, nobody came to her
Nobody
aid.
came.
I
Except
just sat
me,
here as
except
well.
Jen.
Jen did come.
Danielle was checking your text.
So here she's getting her makeup on and everything, and Danielle was
Danielle, did I
texting,
call?
texting and knocking the plug out of the light,
Oh my God.
obstructing everything. And anyway,
Sue Cass isn't even
I want
interested
to talk
anymore.
to you all at
She's
home
playing
about
that
the show.
word game.
That's what I want to talk about. First of all, I have a lot of compassion for Mrs. Nopezade. I feel very badly for her.
so much.
But at the same time, even I have had some experiences with the Persian community that have been questionable. You know, I remember one time. Are you back yet?
I'm back. We're on.
And we're back.
Hi.
Soon back. So
Yeah.
what happened? What happened?
You
Look at
started
all
without
this.
me?
I started without you, yeah. Because time is essencing.
I would never start without him. If he spilled something on himself, I'd be the first one to reach over and grab something and then.
All right. First of all, as you all know, I'm always ready. I'm always sitting in the chair. I'm always ready. I'm ready to go.
Tell us your story about the Persians. What happened to you?
I was going to tell my own story, yeah. Well, it's our
wanna
story,
hear.
actually. Sunda got me
Don't
booked
say
for...
our.
It is our.
Oh my God, this
What?
is a crazy story.
Sunda got me booked to do a gig, for a fundraiser for a Persian temple. right? It was a
Yes,
temple that
yes.
was all Persian. The rabbi was Persian, everybody was Persian, except whatever. Okay, so we show up to do the gig, and it's me, Sunda, and this other guy.
Who's a producer of a multicultural film, but he doesn't know the Persian community. And I say to him, wait and watch to see how long it takes for us to get paid.
That's what she told him. She said, watch what happens when we're done with the gig about getting paid. So the first thing that happens is there's a guy who's going to go on first. And he's very arrogant. He's like, I'm going to kill. This is nothing, man. I'm going to do 20 minutes.
He goes, make sure you tell him I'm the #1 comic on MySpace.
He's the #1 comic on MySpace. So I'm hosting, and I say, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you got a real treat. This is going to be unbelievable. Please welcome the #1 comic on MySpace. He gets up there. You could not hear him talk.
At all.
Because they would not stop talking. They couldn't care less about what he had to say. And he had a microphone. All these Persian people was going, blah, blah, blah. Like the sound was just loud. It just was it was chatter.
They were, in their defense, they were translating.
Right, they were translating. So he's bombing. His 20 minutes quickly went down to 5 minutes.
He left.
He left.
You did well.
I did well, yeah.
Surprisingly.
I did okay. And then Sunda, you killed, because Sunda knows how to relate to all
They're my people.
They're her
You all
people.
know Persian's my people.
And then when the gig ended, we went over to the rabbi to get paid. And he said, oh,
You're not gonna
the
believe
checks are in the office. I don't know how to use the printer. I don't know how to use the printer. And
I said, well, he goes, come back tomorrow, which would be a Friday,
Right.
Shabbos, like I'm stupid. And he says, and I'll pay you tomorrow. I said, you know what, I can do better. I have an Asian and an Ashkenazi Jew with me. I think we can get the check printed, and we did.
yeah, actually, we went into the office, and within seconds, he used the printer and printed the checks. And
Is
we
that
all
a
got
crazy
paid.
story?
That was funny, but you predicted it.
I did predict it.
And then a week later, I got a phone call from his wife, the rabbi's wife. I had no idea what she wanted. I was very nervous. Was the rabbi's wife calling me? She wanted me to come over to their house for Shabbos dinner. So I went there for Shabbos dinner.
You sure did, you crazy.
I went there for Shabbos dinner. I didn't know what to expect. I don't know why they called me, and then I realized why they invited me over for Shabbos dinner. Her kids and her, they all kept coming over to me saying, so what's it like on those commercials? Do they give you a free cell phone? Do you have a Verizon cell phone? They thought I was the Verizon guy and that they had a celebrity over for dinner. And they were so nice to me, and I just kept saying, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Because in his act, he says that he looks like the Verizon guy, but they misinterpreted thinking that he was the Verizon guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Have a good night.